Act 1, Take 1, Action.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Post Production with your hosts, Airren and Frank. Today we watched Bugonia, starring Emma Stone, Aidan Delby, Jesse Plemons, and Stavros Halkias, directed by Yorgos Lanthimos. So our story follows two characters, two cousins, Teddy and Don. Teddy is a very traumatized man who is convinced that the owner of the company that he works for, he works in one of the warehouses for said massive corporation, is actually an alien. That is the emperor or simply just a spy for said alien race. And he believes that she can help them contact her mothership. As the story goes on, it is up to the viewer to truly look at all the signs and figure out, is this woman actually an alien? Or is Teddy just a traumatized, crazed man who has no idea what he's doing? First thing that I want to talk about, in the beginning, what made me think that it was probably just going to be a movie about a crazy dude was just how he was talking to Don.
Mm-hmm.
Don, who was like, I think he was mentally challenged, definitely on the spectrum. And it just seemed like he knew that he could just manipulate him into doing what he wanted to do. So he kind of showed those signs of being just like a psycho who's just convinced that they're right about this insane idea and they need help. So why not manipulate somebody into helping me?
At first, I didn't think he was manipulating him. I think Teddy truly believed his motive. He was obviously mentally ill, but I think he really cared about Don. Because I was thinking about that too, but I think Teddy was just a victim of his own mind, and he truly believed in what he was doing was right. So,
That I won't dispute. I think that he definitely knew or thought that he was right. I think just the manipulation comes into play that like he needed to convince somebody else that this crazy idea was true.
mhm.
I think he knew that like it was a wild idea himself. It was just the early interactions with Don had me thinking, all right, this guy might just be some wild conspiracy theorist. They kept showing diagrams of the flat earth
Mhm.
whenever they were counting down the days. And he needed to recruit someone to help him. Took advantage of a guy who can't really think for himself very well. Although he was really questioning stuff throughout the movie.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like he was just following him like he was some sheep. But yeah, I think he showed signs of that early on. But she also showed that she wasn't like any normal person. You
Mhm.
know, she was a CEO of a company, but her attitude, she was intimidating. She was fighting, like getting training, like with fighting. She kind of showed people too, like maybe there is some shit going on behind the scenes with this woman.
She was definitely manipulative too. Like she's obviously the CEO of a medical company.
Yeah,
Um,
you can, you guys can go home at 5:30. Like,
yeah, yeah,
well,
yeah.
if you have work, you
That's
should
the
stay.
example I could
Yeah,
use. She was manipulative because she'd say like, "All right, we're changing our culture in the company. We're not going to overwork people because of what happened last time. We never find out what it was." But she's like, "So at 5:30, we're just going to let people go if they want to go, unless they're busy." And like, she would tell people that they could leave unless they were like busy, but she was like, "It's up to you for you to decide."
yeah,
So it's like if you're working for her, it's like, oh, should I leave? She said I could, but like, what if something happens to me?
right. This woman is very rich and powerful.
Yeah.
She showed more signs of manipulation later on, so I'll more so talk about like once she was abducted.
Hmm.
She was holding her own, and she was really fucking going after them. And this isn't anything. I don't even think in hindsight you can make this point, but like her just putting a lot of training into protecting herself. That could have been a sign. Not really sure, but
It could be looked at as a sign because like we find out later that the company had some shady trials going on. So like maybe she saw herself as a target or something.
got you.
Like she has a target on her back or something.
That's
But
true. That's a good
I
point.
I could see wealthy people like taking self defense classes or something. Like I don't see why you wouldn't.
Yeah. For as far as the just her manipulating either Dawn or Teddy, You see it first when she's kidnapped. They have to shave her head because it is believed that the hair is what will help her contact her mothership if she's in
Mhm.
trouble. They give her a sedative so that they can take her car and her and go back to their house and keep her in the basement tied up. Once she wakes up, she's covered in this weird lotion, which I forget what I think he said it was like an antihistamine.
Yeah. It blocked like neuron transmission or something in the skin.
Gotcha.
His explanation was that she was an alien from Andromeda, and her biological makeup was almost exactly the same as a human, but for some reason they had chemicals and like ointments and stuff that they could put on to disrupt her biological processes.
And then I liked when they're looking at her and he's like, "Yep, they really tried.
Yeah,
They really tried to make it, up like they really tried to make it look like she was human." But you see these narrow feet. It's like what? You see?
her earlobe sticking out a little bit.
Yeah.
He was like,
Wait, what was the other one? It was her fingernails. It's like her
yeah, something.
cuticles look a little different or some shit
Yeah,
like that. And it was just like painted nails.
yeah, she got like a manicure or
It's
something.
like this is a woman. This is not.
He was completely bought in.
Yeah.
Before that, he just kind of explaining to Don how much research he's put into it and
Mhm.
stuff. He knows for a fact that this woman is an alien.
Yeah.
And it was really funny.
It was just nuts. And like you don't really see evidence of the research too early on.
Hmm.
So I really like how it was just not obvious up until really the very end, which
Yeah.
we'll save that, obviously. It was very interesting to me how they showed flashbacks or dreams in
Yeah.
black and white, the first one being with Teddy and his mom. And it was like there was some like acupuncture going on. She seemed like she was convincing him that this alien race
Yeah.
existed.
That's what I kind of got too. Like he got it from somewhere, and it happened to be his mom. Just
Yeah.
the way she was talking about how the world worked and stuff like that.
Right. It was hard for me to figure out if it was really like a dream or not because you see her in the tub and it's obviously just the two of them, but with the presence of fucking knives being in her and then her starting to float, I couldn't really like, was this some kind of hallucination that he had had before? Was this something that influenced him to believe the Andromedans existed? Like it was just hard for me to follow. The second one was like, okay, it's probably true that Michelle at least was part of his past, and that was an interesting detail. But overall, those two, it was like I couldn't really pick out if it was half of a flashback mixed with him like hallucinating something or seeing signs of something.
Yeah. So the first dream sequence, I wasn't really sure what was going on. That's when I knew this movie was starting to get weird because it came out of nowhere and it was just so surreal. It made it clear that that was his mom, but she had all these extended needles sticking out of her. They weren't even hanging from the ceiling, they were just sticking out of her. And he's like, Teddy's pulling them out of her. And it was really weird. I wasn't sure if that was a dream or something he made up or if it was a memory. And I wasn't really sure the significance of it up until later when we see the second flashback or memory.
Well, shortly after the first one was when they really start to have like conversations with one another, they being Michelle and Teddy, just about the Andromedans' intentions and just whether or not they exist. So that was another eye-opening thing with her was she didn't really seem like she was too stressed out about the situation. It was almost as if she was
Mhm.
expecting something like this to happen to her at some point. And
Yeah,
it was
from the jump, dude.
yeah,
She got kidnapped and then he drugged her and she wakes up in this basement. She's like, "This isn't the hospital." And
almost like it had happened to her before.
yeah, like
She's just like waking up like, oh, okay, I've
she
been
didn't
kidnapped again.
scream because I know, and like if that were me, I would be struggling and like
I would be
freaking out.
I would be absolutely shocked. I'd be looking around like, okay, two absolutely insane men in front of me. My hair is gone. This is a
Yeah,
basement. There's a
she's
cage
covered
door
in
and a door behind said door. There's no way out.
covered in
Like,
skin cream.
yeah,
Her clothes are different.
right.
So
Like, and then they're just like, yeah, you are an alien. You are a threat to the entire human race, and we are going to hold you captives. Like, she's just calm, cool, collected, almost as if, like I said before, this had happened to her. And she starts telling them what'll happen, the consequences, like the FBI will be on them. She is incredibly influential. She said it's like you
Yeah,
just
she was like,
kidnapped the governor, only worse.
she said that she provides jobs for entire communities and is like a huge part of the economy.
Yep.
She was trying to leverage her fame to manipulate Teddy and Don or just like scare them into releasing her.
Yeah.
And they're just like, no.
Yeah. Teddy's like, wow, you actually got a human reaction out of me. It's like, she's like, wow, I'm really messing with a lunatic here. He wanted her to make a statement and like record something. That made no sense to me because it was like, okay, how are they even going to get that to the ship? He has no clue what he's doing. So that was all. That also made me think like he was being nuts. But once she finally records it, it's like she's just making a joke out of it and she'd be like, yeah, I'm an alien.
Well, see,
I want to bring my buddy to the ship. Thanks. And then it just abruptly ends.
I don't think she was making a joke out of it. I think she was just like, I need to play into this somehow. And I don't know how I'm going to do it because these guys are obviously convinced I'm an alien. And if I don't know how to play along with this.
Right.
I'm trying to survive.
Yeah.
And he's like, you think this is a joke?
Yeah.
Like, it was so funny because he was taking the situation so seriously.
She is playing along, obviously, to save herself, but her efforts kind of fuck her over because I think it's when they come back downstairs and he has the shotgun and she's really trying to cooperate this time. And he's like, okay, do you want to be serious or something like that? He's like, you want to like be real or whatever. Next, it just cuts and she's hooked up to this horrifying electric chair. And he starts electrocuting her at like 400 volts. And just the screaming was absolutely insane. Yeah. And he's just sitting there looking at it, looking at the screen, just like, yep, let's just crank it.
That's when the movie starts to get insane.
Yeah.
Because those screams were horrifying.
It's more so a comedy in the first 30 minutes, I'd say.
I'd say the first half.
Yeah. Because even them abducting her was hilarious.
Yeah.
Her beating the shit out of them was so funny.
Yeah,
immediately she knocks the fuck out of Don. And he's just eliminated from the equation.
Yeah, he just lays there the entire time.
Yeah, he was doomed from the start. He can't run, that man. Poor guy.
So the first hour of the movie is just really funny, but it takes a turn once we get to that electric chair scene.
Yeah, like regular comedy becomes dark comedy, becomes like, okay, like, this could actually be like a thriller, like body horror.
Yeah.
Like gross ass thing. And to be honest, when they got up to 400 volts, I thought it was going to be a whole different story and she was going to be a whole different character because she was fucking getting destroyed by that thing.
Yeah.
It was actually the high level voltage that made him think that she was more important to the Andromedan race than he thought.
In the Emperor's bloodline.
Yeah. So
and then he starts treating her with a little bit more respect.
Yeah. She's still held captive, but she's allowed to leave the basement. She's eating meals at the table.
Takes a shower.
Right.
Brand new clothes.
Yeah. Like she's being treated as her royal self to the extent that he can.
Yeah,
she's obviously still tied to the chair.
Spaghetti and meatballs. Like real food.
And that is also when it starts to get really scary, I think. Because of him just showing how unhinged he is with her bringing up the mom.
Yeah.
She sees Sandy on the back of the dress that she's given after her shower. And that was where I started to really suspect her, not because she was part of his past, but because of just how aggressive she was being and like her acting was too good.
Like she's acting very strange for being held captive.
Yeah. Like we said, from the jump. But it got to a point where it was like, okay, wait a minute. Is she just playing along to help herself, or is this like, is there more to this?
Yeah, I don't know when I started to think. I always kind of suspected she was an alien, but he put electric diodes like right on her brain. I feel like that would scramble your brain.
Yeah.
The power was going in and out in the house. Lights are flashing and the radio was doing weird stuff. So
yeah, they had a shot of power. They had a shot from outside the house that showed how like the lights everywhere were being affected.
Yeah.
Like on the property.
And then she's just taking a shower and she's fine.
Yeah.
And she's talking normally. But yeah, that dinner scene was intense. We learned a lot.
She almost breaks him, I would say. He starts yelling at her, saying, shut the fuck up, this and that. He's denying the truth that's being said to him, like about him being mentally ill, all of the theories that he has being wrong. And she starts to like personally attack him. And then he jumps across the entire table and starts choking the fuck out of her.
Yeah. So she's like
he's just like, him being as crazy as he was, it was so hard to be like, okay, any other thing is possible. Like, no, it's got to just be him being a nuts, like
yeah,
an absolute fucking
she
crazy
was
person.
provoking him too.
Yeah.
Because she remembered his mother's name. Like, she saw the tag, obviously, but then she knew exactly who she was dealing with,
Right.
and why she was there. Her company gave her like opiates or something and got her hooked on them, and she's dying, and she's just like provoking Teddy by saying his mother's name over and over after he told her not to, and he just like reaches his limit and tries to kill her. That's when we learn about the shady stuff her company was doing.
Yeah. Don comes to the rescue. He decides to hit her in the back of the head with a shotgun. And she's back into the basement. And there was another character that was like kind of irrelevant for the most part. The cop, played by Stavros Halkias. His name was Casey. They had a weird past that they were,
they just tiptoe around it.
Yeah,
but
and it was pretty obvious that it was sexual, like, harassment. Like, he molested him.
Yeah.
It was like odd that they kept bringing that in.
It's just more set up to show you like, oh, this guy's just fucked up in the head.
Right.
I think it's like a red herring almost.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's more evidence to support the claim that
yes.
it's him just being crazy. Yeah. The cop shows up initially when he's on the way to work, and he's weird with him then, talking very awkwardly, pulls him over for no reason. Like, he whips that car back around super fast, as if, like, you would think that he suspects him of being the one who kidnapped her. But it's just this creep from his past that really wanted to talk to him. And you see him again after the dinner scene. He comes by the house because he has evidence to support that she has been near their property. And he, of course, doesn't suspect Teddy of doing anything. He just wants to ask him a few questions if he's seen her. And I looked at you and I said, he's looking right at the monitor. Because there was a monitor that had the camera that was focused on her down there.
You didn't see Teddy turn it off?
No, but he did turn it off.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
It's the shot of the monitor, and you see her laying on the floor, and then Teddy opens the door. He walks closer to the camera, and then like turns it off as he walks past it.
Gotcha.
So yeah, he was looking directly at it though, because I was looking at his face.
Yeah. You
mentioned it to me, and then as soon as you said that, he like looks up and to the left at Teddy.
Right.
So he was looking right at it.
Yeah. And that was where it was, I think, starting to get really suspenseful, and I was like, okay, this is going to be another moment where it's just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, because then she wakes up at the same time that he's there.
Act 2, take 1, action.
I was half expecting something to happen. I was not expecting any of what actually ended up unfolding. It was gross when Don fucking shot himself.
Yeah.
That was like, we hadn't seen any amount of blood like that in the film up until that point.
Yeah.
And then you just see a man's head get blown off.
I saw it coming, but not until right before, because she's trying to get into his head, because he's obviously mentally challenged, and he doesn't like the situation that they're in at all.
Yeah, he's constantly questioning it.
Yeah.
He never shows signs of like, oh, I'm really in this. It's just like he loves Teddy.
Right. He loves Teddy, and he doesn't want to let him down.
Yeah.
It's the only person he has. He just really wants to believe that Teddy's right, because he calls her like the alien filth, and he tells her to shut up.
Yep.
But she gets to him, and she's like, look, if we get out of this, nothing will happen to you. It was all Teddy. I know you didn't want to be here. And then he's like, you're an alien. Can you take me to space?
Right.
And so she's like playing into it, and she's like, yeah, I'll get you out of here. And like, I knew it was coming. He's like, all right, I'll help you out. I love Teddy. You got to promise me he's going to be okay. You're going to take me away. And I knew it was going to happen. And then you just see the barrel of the shotgun go under his chin. It was fucking crazy.
And she just had a mouthful of this man's blood, and it was disgusting. Like, and then of course, Casey and Teddy hear the gunshot. At this point, they're outside. Don't really feel too bad for Casey getting a shovel to the face. given what happened.
Mm-hmm.
But damn, that was another thing where it was just like, Jesus, this movie is just like completely
Yeah.
hitting the gas.
Yeah.
Like before this, the only violence was her beating the shit out of them in her front yard.
Uh-huh.
It was so just wild. So he goes downstairs and sees Don's dead body, picks up the gun and aims it at her. And she's still just like not phased at all. She is like saying, "Don't shoot me," but she's like, "He did that on his own. It wasn't me." Just the complete lack of emotion is what also started to make me think, okay, what's going on? At
Yeah.
this point, she really starts to take control, going back to the manipulation, and gets this man to believe that the damn antifreeze in the back of her car
Mm-hmm.
is the cure for his mother. He actually believes that. The man who we've seen control Don into helping him, he immediately is the one who's now being manipulated.
Mm-hmm.
Just turns on a dime. And of course, he goes down to the hospital and does it. He puts the damn antifreeze into his own mother's IV,
Yeah.
and she dies.
While that's happening, she has like the perfect opportunity to escape because there's nobody there.
Exactly.
And then she doesn't.
Uh-huh.
She just gets the keys from Don's body and starts snooping around and finds his little base of operations in the basement.
That is an incredible observation. She got free and started searching the rest of the house for stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That is a big turning point of like, is this guy really that nuts? Why is she causing a diversion and making him do something this fucking stupid, but not leaving?
Yeah, because I would have left. Like,
Exactly.
her car.
I would have ran out the door. I don't care if I was sprinting down the fucking street in bare feet.
Yeah, because
Like,
you
I
gotta.
would have been gone.
They're out in the sticks.
Yeah.
There's enough time for her to like at least hide out in the woods
Right.
or something,
Mm-hmm.
or just like find a neighbor's house.
But no, she wants to stay. And she ends up finding, at this point, we haven't even seen this room.
Mm-hmm.
She finds a whole other room where he has been actually kidnapping other people.
Yeah.
He has a head in a jar. He's got photos, so many photos of
There's
corpses
other
and people
bodies
tied up.
and stuff in bags and a computer with all this research, a binder and stuff, a model of her supposed spaceship.
Yeah.
So
There's like a rendering of it on a computer,
Yeah.
and then he has a model of it that he's created. It's so wild how much he was invested in this.
see, that made me think that he was actually crazy. That right there.
Well, he was crazy the entire time, but that, like, it's interesting because both of the characters that you're suspecting of being, like, is it him that's the problem? Is it her that's the problem?
Mhm.
They reach their peak at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, you find out that he is so crazy with not just holding someone captive, he's done it multiple other times and even killed them, severed their friggin' bodies, and kept some of it.
Yeah, because he did say when he was electrocuting her, he was like, the voltage has never been this high before.
Exactly.
And Don is like, before?
Yeah. And that made me think this has never happened before, but it has.
Yeah.
So Don must have never been part of it.
Where was he at the entire time?
Right. He must have just recruited him.
And then, yeah, his mom's dead. He kills his mom.
Yeah. So he comes back to the house and she is locked in. And she's like, how many of them were Andromedans?
Yeah.
How many, you like miserable asshole, or some shit like that? I'm like, what is happening? So like I'm saying, that's her peak, because she was just laser focused, lecturing this guy. He was mortified at what was going on.
Yeah, dude. He loses complete control of the situation right there because
Yeah.
he has the gun. He could just blow her away if he wanted to.
Right.
But then she just starts giving him the history of the earth, of the species, how man came to be.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. So I was thinking she skimmed through his research and is just playing the role
Exactly.
to get out.
I had the
Like,
same.
because
I
she's
thought that she
smart.
was using every single clue
Yes.
that she had from that room to just make up a script.
Yes.
I did kind of think that myself. And because of the fact that, naturally, if I see a head in a jar, I'm immediately going to think he's just fucking crazy and there's no
Uh-huh.
aliens. But then that was just like, what is going on?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
That scene was so awesome.
it was, she, like, Up until that point, I was like, did she just get an Oscar nom for this just because like she's so cool now and has won like twice?
Mm-hmm.
But then that scene happened, and I was like, oh wait, I'm gonna shut the fuck up. She's a genius. That was so crazy. She was so locked in.
I think it was that same scene too where Teddy, I don't know the actor's name.
Jesse Plemons.
Yeah, he was like crying and freaking out, and I looked at you and I was like, has he ever won an Oscar?
Yeah,
And you're
he's
like,
very good.
You're like, no, but he will.
He's been around forever.
Yeah, he has been.
Yeah.
And like, I knew he was good, but that was really, really good. That was the best scene in the entire movie, I think.
He was. I mean, that man has been really good ever since Friday Night Lights. He was like a teenager. But so at this point, she's got him wrapped around her finger.
Yep.
Let's go to the office.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go to the ship, and we're gonna take Don with us. And he's just sitting in the back seat with his head completely blasted open. And they're walking through the office, and everyone's looking at it like
holy shit.
Yeah. I don't even know what I would have thought if I was any of them, because she was clearly not tied up. She was not.
Yeah, she looked okay, except
He had the gun hidden. He wasn't pointing it at everyone like, everybody get down and let me do whatever I want. Like, that would have been so disorienting. It's like, she's been missing forever.
And then she shows up with this random dirty
limping
dude.
She's covered in like blood and dirt. And they're like, what the fuck is going on? She goes into the office, takes out the calculator, and it's like, it's a 56-digit code. I know it's weird. And he reveals that he has a bomb. As if anything weirder could have happened.
Yeah.
As if the movie could not have gotten weirder. This man just has a bomb strapped to him. It's like, yeah, I had to make sure that you guys weren't double-crossing me and I could just end shit or something. It's like, what?
It's genius.
Yeah.
Because it just plays into the character. Like, the first hour of the movie, he's running through everything. He's like, we got to block our... they communicate through the hair, so cut their hair off. We got to put this cream on them to fuck up their processes, and like...
Right.
It's just... He really thought of everything.
Yeah. So the man goes into the closet. She convinces him, if you step in this closet and I hit enter, you're going to travel. This man steps in the closet. She counts down. It looks like she's pressing the button. He explodes.
Mm-hmm.
Very wild part. After the explosion, they're in the ambulance. This woman's like, oh, it actually just detonated from like friction. Yeah. We see this a lot with homemade bombs.
Yeah. You said body heat or friction.
Just an incredibly random fatal flaw for somebody who was just like had everything figured out the entire time.
Yep.
What a way to go. It was like he was just ready to go, like knew how to prepare for everything.
Yeah, she gets out of the ambulance, sprints home as fast as or sprints back to work with a broken leg or whatever. And then she's like, oh, I just forgot something. Steps in the closet, teleports, wakes up on a ship.
She's a fucking alien.
Act 3, take 1, action.
The guy was right the entire time. I've been waiting, what's the runtime so far? I've been waiting 38 minutes to say this. It truly made me think about the fact that, like, some of the craziest motherfuckers that have ever walked this planet and made some of the stupidest claims and just been insane. What the fuck if they were right, dude?
Yeah.
That's so scary to me. Like, so fucking scary. This absolute lunatic who, like, anybody would think is just crazy because of his history of abuse and trauma is right. And literally, like, not even 10 minutes. That's it. Earth is wiped out.
Yep.
All of humanity is wiped out.
Yeah, they
as if just like by the snap of her fingers.
There's like a council, and they're like, we tried to save the human race, but we can't. They're like, and then it's decided. Dude, it's funny because she's just in this room by herself, and you see the Earth, and it's flat.
Yeah.
It's got the
It's what? Yeah, I don't even.
The dome.
I'm still happy I don't even know what the term is.
Oh my god, dude!
Bullshit ass theory.
It's so funny, but yeah, it's just a flat Earth, and you assume this is like the control center for Earth, and then she just pops the dome in.
That is so funny that they included that.
Because so dude, funny. I got excited like when they said
you got excited.
Yeah, 1 day from Earth or 1 day from the
lunar eclipse.
The lunar eclipse. I was like, is that flat Earth? Because I thought
You're
it was
like,
really
I
cool.
knew it. You're like, I knew that was true.
I thought it was really funny.
Oh my god, that was very funny. I did like that they added that because that's just gonna make any of these lunatics that think the Earth is flat be like, "Yep, we
Yeah.
saw it in a movie. That it's got to be true." Oh man! Now that we've revealed that she was the alien, just the masterclass that she was putting on, controlling the entire situation the entire time. Like obviously in the moment, it's up for
I
interpretation,
don't
but
think
now
she
that we've seen
was.
it, dude, I don't know.
Until the end.
Maybe the only moment she didn't have control was when she was crying on the cot in the middle of the night, and
Yeah,
Teddy's like,
I'm
we
saying,
can't
like,
look at her like she's a human.
yeah. 'Cause
That was when it was like, okay, what the fuck is going on? She could have in that moment felt like she didn't have control, but she seemed like she was ready to go for any situation.
yeah, I'm saying like the first 48 hours, Teddy was in complete control.
Yeah,
But then when people start to die is when she gets the upper hand.
it's creepy as shit when she's like, how many were Andromedans? And he just says 2. Some of those were just random people. Like, some of those were just random people that he just picked up off the street that
Yeah.
actually had nothing to do with it. Holy fucking shit, dude. It was very well done. Where I just had no clue what to think up until literally 10 minutes
Okay,
before it ended.
Question. Do you think he blew himself up or she blew him up? Because
In the ambulance, they say it was the friction. It was like a fatal flaw of the design.
yeah, but she does hit the button and then it blows up.
I don't think
So-
she hit the button. I don't think she did.
Okay. All right, because
Because she had to ask if he passed away. The man blew up and his cranium hit her in the damn forehead.
I was just thinking that maybe he always intended to blow up the ship because he just wanted to save Earth, and like as soon she counted down 3, 2, 1, and then he blows up. So
Right.
I'm thinking he thought he was gonna transport to the ship and just blow it up immediately, and that's what the countdown was for. And he was just a little too eager, or if the calculator was an actual alien device, and she like
Well, so
blows
here's
it up or something.
here's the thing. It's a 50-something digit code, right? She took forever to put it in.
Mhm.
She's got her finger on the button. She couldn't have hit it because when she comes back and she goes inside, she doesn't have to type in that code again.
Okay, yep, that's right.
She immediately presses the button and teleports. So
Do you think she was gonna send him?
I think she was. I think that she was like, holy shit, we got one. This is a goddamn lunatic who
Yeah.
knew everything we were doing.
Because they didn't have any like animosity towards humanity.
No.
They were trying to save humans.
They were like, whoa, how did he figure everything out? I think she
okay.
was gonna send him there.
So what was the flaw with humans? They were just aggressive and destructive because their predecessors died because we were descendants of apes or something.
I was so like, I don't know.
It was a lot
During
of
that speech, it was just like, what? I
Yeah,
was still
yeah.
taken back by the head that I had just seen blow up, and then the other head that I had just seen get beaten to a pulp with a shovel. So I was just like, what is going on? And like her, obviously, her performance in that moment, I was just like, how do you do this? But I don't know. It was like they were trying to help them, and
it turns out she was like, "Why didn't you contact us?" Because we didn't have hair, or
Yeah.
because you didn't have hair, or something like that. So
Right.
he was literally right about everything.
yeah,
It was really funny.
it was so nuts. He literally checked every box, and even the voltage thing.
Hmm.
In that moment, we're thinking this guy's a crazy person. Now, after seeing it, it's like he knew when it got to 400 volts and she was fine. It's like this has to be a higher up or something.
Yeah.
How did he figure out all of this shit? My
too.
first absolute hit that I will say, the editing and the color scheme.
Hmm.
The colors in every scene just stuck out. And I also really liked like the framing of each shot,
Yeah.
how they made the house look so much bigger than it was, just like trying to get everything. The aspect ratio was cool.
The acting.
Oh, of course, the acting was like, I think Jesse Plemons should have gotten a nod this year, but he didn't. And well, makes sense that she did. She was phenomenal as well. Not a absolute hit. Do a little mini one. I liked the bees being like a,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you'd call that a symbol, but the way it starts and ends with that, and how like, was it like the Andromedans are like pollinating or some shit? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. I wasn't too sure because they talked about the bees at the dinner table a
Yeah,
little bit and what they admired about them.
right.
So I got from it that the human race was like a colony of bees, and they did talk about that a little bit and how like the bees are exploited or something by the queen. They just work and work and work, and then the humans do the same thing. And she would obviously be the queen bee, and she talks earlier about how they're overworked, and that's why people can leave at 5:30 now. So I think those were the parallels. Absolute hit for me. The cinematography was awesome.
Yeah.
There was shots where your character would be the main focus, like standing right in the center of the frame, which was cool. There was a lot of symmetrical shots too, not as much as like a Wes Anderson movie, but there was some symmetrical shots that were nice. The colors were popping. Like the first 5 minutes of the movie, it's just like landscapes and flowers and stuff. And it just looks so good. The trees were so bright. The sky was so blue. It was really awesome.
Next hit for me would have to be just, I have never seen a movie that just has me really questioning what's the resolution? Like what the fuck? Like who is who? Like what is going to be, the verdict? It was literally 10 minutes before it ended. Not even.
Yeah.
She goes into the closet, she hits the button, she's up there, they make the decision, everyone's dead.
Do you think it was satisfying though?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, me too. Cause
Like I was like, "Oh my god, he was right about everything."
yeah,
And the only reason he didn't get to see it come to pass was because of his own shitty design bomb.
yeah. The resolution or like the big reveal is at it's the very last moments of the movie
Yeah.
in this, and I feel like that wouldn't work in most movies,
Yeah, but
but
this one, it was
it did.
just like, it was so easy to think that he was just a nutcase.
Yeah, because all the signs were there.
Yeah. The way it kept me on the edge of my seat the entire time just to figure out who the hell is really the person that I need to, who's like the antagonist, who's the issue, like what. I really liked that. And then going back to what I said before, absolute hit definitely was the, peak of the film, or the climax of the film, I guess. I will say it is when she's like, how many Andromedans were killed? She's found the closet of all the bodies, and she's just like locked in at this point. She knows who she's dealing with.
Absolute hit was the cast. I thought everybody in this movie was fantastic. Even the comedian dude.
Yeah.
He was good. I'm not an apologist, but it seemed like he felt bad about what he did.
Yeah. Going back to manipulation, though, that could just be him trying to get back into his life.
Yeah, true.
Like,
That is true.
yeah. He was good. Unfortunately, his character, an absolute miss for me.
Yeah.
Made no fucking sense.
Well,
it made
sense
sense
to be there.
Right. It made sense, but we could have easily done without it, considering this man's mom was literally in a coma and also was crazy enough to convince this man that there was an alien race out there. We could have just stuck with that. We didn't need to just randomly add the cop that touched him when he was a kid.
I understand where you're coming from, and I don't disagree. He didn't necessarily need to be there, but I do like that he was there, just because it's like, if you have any doubts, here's something else that makes you think that this guy's crazy. I don't have any misses. Maybe like the set design of the spaceship, but the whole movie's goofy, so like I'm not too pressed about the costumes and the set design for the spaceship. Here's an absolute hit for me. The tension created at like 1 hour
Yeah,
of the movie, 0 to 100, it just so quickly speeds up and gets nuts.
right.
I haven't felt that in a movie that we've watched
Yep.
yet. Because the other ones were like slow burners, but this is
Yeah.
just immediate. Like it's funny in the beginning, but then it just hits the gas.
Yep. The 0 to 100 vibe right in the middle was just crucial for the story, and as a result, like a very good part of it.
Okay, so how would you rate Bugonia?
I'm gonna give it a 4.7. I really liked that movie. I don't think it'll win Best Picture, but it's a sleeper just in general for the entire year. It was very well done. Edge of my seat, 0 to 100, right when it needed to, hit the gas, and very satisfying ending. I don't really think, with the exception of the Casey character, that it didn't check every box that it needed. It was very well done. And rewatchability, since we've been making points about that, I will definitely want to rewatch that, show people that that's a good one. I like it.
Would you say it was a pristine experience?
Absolutely a pristine experience.
I give this movie a top-notch experience. I'll give it a 4.6. I really don't have any complaints with this movie. It's got a high rewatchability, I think, because I would also show people this, and it was a fun time. Like the first half was really fun, goofy, laughs, and then you get a whole different emotion once you hit that second half.
Would you say it's a contender for Best Picture or no?
No, no, not like I think the other nominated movies were just too serious.
I really have to be honest with you though. If it was up to me, I would give it to this one. I like.
Really?
I had a lot of fun watching that. That was really good. Both actors put on a fucking show.
Hmm.
I liked that better than all of the Best Picture nominees that we've seen. With
Wow.
the exception, I will keep One Battle After Another up top. I think that was better than Marty Supreme. I definitely had more fun watching that than Marty Supreme.
Uh-huh.
F1, definitely had more fun watching that than F1.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Yeah. Sinners. Sinners was really good. I don't know if I could do it to Sinners, actually, now that I think about it. I'll say they're like neck and neck. What else have we seen? That might be all of them.
Secret Agent.
Oh, yeah, it's better than Secret Agent, for sure. But yeah, don't think it'll win, but if it were up to me, I loved that movie.
Yep. All right, so Bugonia is nominated for 4 Academy Awards: Best Picture, Best Actress, Best Adapted Screenplay, and Best Original Score. So go watch Bugonia if you'd like, and you can decide for yourself if it wins any of those. Thank you all for watching. Have a great night.
Adios, everyone.
And